Hello, this is Sound of Free and I am Tuomas, and this is the third time that I am doing a live stream or live video in like 15 hours. Let's hope that this one goes a bit better because I do not have a script, I do not have anything to get my hands on, so I'm out here in the open sea just trying to survive. Better Call Saul. It's a show that just cannot be ignored anymore. Come on, it's on its fourth season. Breaking Bad lasted 6 seasons, even though the sixth season was, or the fifth season. What the fuck? I just came from a small hike. I was in the nature park. My hair is kind of messy because of that. Sorry, I'm losing it. I'm really losing it. Breaking Bad lasted for 5 seasons, of course, but the fifth season was kind of split into 2 halves, so it was kind of like 6 seasons. Whatever. Officially 5 seasons. And 62 episodes. Better Call Saul is now on its 4th season. There has been 35 episodes to it. And we still have 5 more in the 4th season. I don't know how many seasons we are gonna get of Better Call Saul, but I do hope that it will last for at least 2 more seasons, because man, this show is awesome. If you haven't seen it yet, you really should start watching, and you should start watching it from the 1st season. I am a huge fan of Breaking Bad. I didn't watch the show when it first aired, but I did watch it just right when the 5th season finished. So I started like afterwards. But it was man, I really loved it. Right after the first couple episodes, actually it was the 2nd episode. I think it's the 2nd one where Jesse tries to get rid of the body in the tub upstairs, and the body falls right through the floor or roof, whatever. And that was kind of the moment that hooked me into Breaking Bad. But anyway, there was a lot of things, and not a lot of things, but some things that I disliked in Breaking Bad. First of all, I thought there was not a lot of, but there was filler. There was side characters that I didn't really enjoy, like Marie and the stuff that involved in the couple first seasons involved her, and after that she kind of became useless, I thought, because they really they had already established this character, but then they didn't really use her pretty much at all in the last 3 seasons. So I kind of thought that was one of these missteps of Breaking Bad. Then I didn't really enjoy the documentary style shaky cam that they used. It works most of the times, but then in other scenes, like in the scenes in the house with Walter White and in his house. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like in those family drama type of scenes, it doesn't really fit into the style. I think, that's just my opinion. But I never was a big fan of the shaky cam thing. I think it works, or it might work in some sort of action sequences, but it's a tricky one. I never was a huge fan of it, and Breaking Bad really uses that. Maybe I think like most of the show is shot with handheld, almost like 24 type of style, and it kind of is a distraction for me. And a lot of times also Breaking Bad kind of looks way too TV-ish, especially those montages that it has early on in the first few seasons, those cooking montages, and I never was a big fan of those. I thought the musics they used in those scenes were not very good. and the music is one thing. I mean, music in Breaking Bad was pretty good, but most of the times it's pretty unrecognizable, and you don't really remember any music cues from Breaking Bad. You know, at least I don't. Then compared to Better Call Saul, I think it's mostly the same team working on Better Call Saul, and I thought that Breaking Bad kind of got better as it went on. I thought that it was just each season kind of topped the previous one, even though the first one was pretty good also, so no problem with that. But I always thought and felt that Breaking Bad kind of got better and as it went on, because they kind of found the direction, they found the characters, and the team started, found their way of working, and you just can see it in the final finished product. But as this same group of people started with Better Call Saul right after Breaking Bad ended, it kind of feels like just natural progress. Even though Better Call Saul it's from the first episode on, when you've seen Breaking Bad, and that's like on your mind. Better Call Saul is a lot different. There's really not anything else same with that it shares with Breaking Bad, but just the town that it takes place in. But as it goes on, these little things start to kind of creep in. But more of that later in this video. By the way, I'm doing this live, so if you are watching this later on, write a comment, and if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, please do it, and remember to push the bell button next to the subscribe button, because from now on I will be doing all sorts of these crazy ramble talk discussion videos on this channel, live, always live, and it would be nice to get some other people involving here too, so to the chat and to these discussions. So please remember to subscribe. Okay. Yeah, Better Call Saul has a very different type of style. It's shot mostly very still. It's much more cinematic in its approach. The way it's shot, the way it's lit. It has a lot of very dark images, a lot of very dark scenes, and I don't mean necessarily dark in the mood, but just like scenes that are shot completely with candlelight or natural light, or just or just very dark in general, like dark rooms and just silhouettes and all this cinematic imagery, and it really looks fabulous. The actors on Better Call Saul are all great. I mean they are just amazing. And I kind of love the way how they handpicked all the best characters from Breaking Bad, the side characters, and took them to Better Call Saul, and with each one of them they gave them much more depth and much more sides and things to do, that you get to see sides from these characters that you know already, that you didn't know that existed. Like for example, the best example is Mike Ehrmantraut, who was like one of the best characters in Breaking Bad, a fan favorite of everybody. Everybody loved that guy. But he was very two-dimensional. He was just this kind of like retired cop who is this cool ass hitman type of dude to Gus and later with our protagonists, but we don't really get to see much more of him. He's kind of like a stereotypic, not a bad guy, but kind of bad guy, like this. You know what I'm talking about. But with Better Call Saul, you get to see him actually being a human being, which is something that you. Hello, Benevivan Kalastusvedot. How are you doing? I'm trying to learn English here. Don't come and screw me up. Have you seen Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad? Sorry, I always forgot to. I should. When I talk to you, I should watch the camera and not the chat. Sorry, I'm learning. It's really hard to do stuff in English when English is not your reaction and your thought language. You're thinking all the time in your own language, which in my case is Finnish, and then you react to things in Finnish, and then you need to translate them to English as you speak. So it's really hard for me, but that's why I'm doing it. Well, so where were we? Yeah, so in Better Call Saul, you get to see these characters, especially Mike, for example, to actually be a full human being with flaws, and he's not just your perfect hitman or spy or whatever. And you get to see him and go through emotions that you, with this face. Like emotions that you never just got to see in Breaking Bad, and that really is amazing, because it gives a lot more depth to Breaking Bad as well, and there's much more reasons to watch that show again. Even though Breaking Bad was a great show on its own, Better Call Saul really gives you a lot more understanding of the world, all the characters, even the leader characters that you see in Breaking Bad. Some of these, like Tuco, you see him in Breaking Bad, I think in 5 episodes or something. Let's see. I didn't do any research. Anyway, the actor, whose name just now slipped out of my head. Anyway, he's great. What's his name? Come on. I need to have somebody in the chat to help me with this kind of stuff. But anyway, Raymond Cruz, the point was that, okay, he's been in Better Call Saul now in 3 episodes, and I'm sure we will see him more if and when the show continues on, but let's see in how many episodes he was in Breaking Bad. I bet it wasn't much more, maybe 3 or 4 episodes. He was in Breaking Bad in 4 episodes, and what a memorable character, just from those 4 episodes. But man, what he the scenes he was in Better Call Saul were all just as great as was in Breaking Bad. That's just one example. So it's funny. Always when I try to start a conversation, or somehow I get to talk with somebody about Breaking Bad, which happens sometimes, because a lot of people have seen that show. A lot of people love it. It's one of those shows that kind of everybody hypes, even still. And then I kind of always try to take the conversation to Better Call Saul, and every time when I mention Better Call Saul, they go like they either laugh or they kind of go oh really, nobody has seen it, nobody really watches Better Call Saul, which is crazy because it's a lot better show than Breaking Bad. Come on. So if you're still not watching it, you really need to get yourself straight and catch up. You really should. And man, Bob Odenkirk, Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad is a great character. He's a really funny one, but he's not very there are few scenes where he kinda gets something more to do than just throw one-liners, but otherwise than that, he is pretty much just this, like the same with Mike. But this show really, like, you never even figured that it was possible to create such a character out of him, like, really. And Bob Odenkirk, he's doing an amazing job with the role. He's bringing in like such a great performances in every scene, and yeah, I don't know, it's like every episode, let's say this fourth season right now that's on, every week when I see the new episode, I go like, wow, like I never thought that this thing could get any better. And the truth is, just like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul has got a lot better each season, and not a lot better, but better each season. I think that at this point, when it's on its fourth season, it really knows its pacing. It really knows its characters, and the team works really well together. The writing is just getting better and better. And the main part why I think that Better Call Saul is better than Breaking Bad is writing. I think just that while Breaking Bad was great plot-wise, and then the story was great too, but there was just way too much scenes that did not really bring anything that important to the show. Too many side stories that didn't really matter in the end. The filler, and the dialogue was great, the characters were great for most of the time, and the story was great. But there are just these like scenes in Breaking Bad, a lot of these scenes, these type of scenes that you see a lot in TV shows, these very artificial and short scenes that don't really add anything to the table. Like, hey, can I call you tomorrow, or can we see tomorrow? Okay, let's see you tomorrow. That type of scenes that don't really bring anything to the table. But Better Call Saul is a lot different. It doesn't really have short scenes that much, which is great. I love long scenes, but I don't mean that I love long scenes because long scenes are great. No, it's hard for me to explain this thing. Give me some time. I mean that in Better Call Saul, the writers really take their time to investigate every scene, and to think every scene as almost like their like own. Almost every scene in Better Call Saul works just as this own little short film. Like, they have a turning point, they have conflicts, and very interesting dialogue, and you never kind of guess where a scene will lead to, and you never will guess where a scene ends. It's always very what's that word? Whatever. But the writing is just, in general, it's amazing in Better Call Saul. And frankly, I don't know if I've seen, like, from like this drama point of view, I don't know if I've seen better writing in pretty much anything ever, drama wise. But in the end, Better Call Saul is it's a very basic type of show. It's a show about this guy who tries to Well, I'm not gonna explain the show to you. If you haven't seen it, you should go and watch it, and if you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. So, there you go. And a lot of people actually think that Better Call Saul is Vince Gilligan's show, and sure, he has directed 5 episodes, and he is still a producer or executive producer. I don't remember what's the official title, but whatever. Vince is great, you know. But at this point, it's much more Peter Gold's show, and I think people should give him credit for that. And the latest episode, part 5, spoilers ahead. Come on, it opened up with a scene right in the middle of the Breaking Bad time frame with Saul Goodman in his legendary office, all kind of torn down and shaky, and he going crazy and collecting money everywhere. And then there was this, his secretary. What was her name? Well, anyway, you can remind me in the comments. Just great scene, and it came out of nowhere. I never was expecting them to reveal or show scenes from that time period so fast, or so unexpected. But yeah, they did, and it really works. And man, every episode is filled with great stuff, really filled. And Mark Margolis as Hector Salamanca in the first 3 seasons was just amazing. He was in 12 episodes, and was he in the first season? I don't think so. Let's see. I'm not really sure. No, he came in the second season, yeah. But anyway, yeah, he's still on it, but now he's comatose. But yeah, I mean, come on. If you're not digging this show, there's something wrong with you, and I suggest you to go see a doctor or something. I'm just kidding. Anyway, I would hope to hear your thoughts on Better Call Saul in the comment section below. And we'll see you again in the next video. I hope to be able to make more videos of Better Call Saul before this season ends. But I guess it kinda depends on you and on me if I have time. I guess I have. So, we'll see you again in the next video, I hope. Remember to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and bye bye for now on. Thanks for watching.